Okay, so I had to go and double check that this episode didn't come out on like Mother's Day or something because man, this one pulls. It's weird because it's for most of the episode again, it's pretty standard, but then like by the time you get to the end of the episode, man, it's pulling at your heartstrings. It's like, wow. Oh, I honestly was like, I honestly had to go and check like if like maybe did someone's man, it's so it really gets to that level at the end. I really felt it too. So, how's everyone doing? I am Steve Cohen's. This is episode 29B of Amphibia Hopping Mall. Yep, play on words of shopping mall. We're going with the puns and I like how this one it's not an indoor mall, it's an outdoor mall. I personally kind of like outdoor malls more than indoor malls. Actually, let me ask: do you guys know what a mall is? I still I'm thinking of the South Park episode with the Amazon when the Amazon Center came in and there was the strike, and so the boys had to get their stuff at the mall, which was pretty much abandoned. So I'm wondering has anyone been to a mall recently or not recent? So since 2019, has anyone been to a mall since 2019? I want to know that. I have. I've been to a mall since 2019. I mean, mainly because I mean it's a thing. It's still a thing. It's not like they're obsolete yet. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it starts off with the family at the outdoor mall, and according to what was said, this is their last day. I'm pretty sure. Well, wait. Continuity wise, this is their second to last, or yeah, this is their second to last day. I think they fight because in the next episode they have that moment. Maybe okay, yeah. So basically takes this day as an opportunity to go shopping because he thinks that after this long journey they should at least get a souvenir out of it. So Anne, Polly, and Sprig are all excited to go shopping with the gold credit card, but then Hop like, nope, you're gonna only use 2 coppers, and I'm like, 2 freaking coppers for souvenirs? You're joking, right? Like, seriously, what is this? So, and I like Hopbob's Hopbob's freaking Jesus. He's like, it has value when you actually pay for it. I'm like, okay, that's freak. I mean, there's truth to that. Yes, there's truth to getting something that's valuable because you paid for it. There is, but at the same time, 2 freaking coppers. If that's how my parents did it with like you only had $2 to buy something souvenir at the souvenir shop, it would basically be like the freaking like those tags or magnet things that had your name on it. That would pretty much be what it is because that's the only thing I can possibly think of that was under $2. It's stupid. But then Hop tries to get them by saying, well, you would if you can bargain with them. And so basically it's like, oh, it's basically just playing this game with the buyer and making them lower the price until it matches your percent. So basically, yeah, he's basically like, yeah, bargaining. You gotta bargain with them. Oh my god, I'm in freaking microeconomics right now for college, and I'm like thinking, oh, this is just. I mean, he's not wrong, but at the same time, I'm like, when you think of this in a TV show, you know they're gonna take some liberties. Like, part of me was just waiting for freaking Grunkle Stan to show up in that. I'm like, I can definitely see him in this, just being like, "Hi there, how much for that?" Oh, come on, it can't possibly cost that much. Why, you know what, I have 2 coppers right here. Why don't we just lower the price a little bit more and maybe we can work something out, eh? I don't know. That's what. That's. I can maybe do a better Stan impression. If you guys want me to do that, you can always holler, but. Yeah, So it starts. So Hop just sends the kids off, or they all go off their separate ways. Polly goes and like she basically is like, ooh, I can't wait to exploit this power. And yeah, she definitely does in this episode. But Sprig and Anne decide to team up because Sprig wants to buy something for Ivy, and I like how he does it so quickly too. Like he gets her a staff, which I'm like, yeah, she probably would love that. But Anne wants to actually get something for her mom, which actually catches Sprig off guard. Like he actually he's like, your mom? And I'm like, that line, literally those two words alone, instantly you know something's up with Spriggs and Polly's mother. And as we learn by the end of the episode, yeah, that is the case, because up to this point, Hop Hop is the only one been looking after them, and Hop Hop's their grandpa. So obviously something happened with Sprig and Polly's parents. And yeah, I mean, but still, the fact that this whole thing leads off with 2 words by Sprig, and it's only the delivery that we can get this. And it's, oh man, literally, I remember just hearing that. I'm like, oh, we're gonna do, oh no, it's gonna be this episode, because I was like, I don't know if my heart can take. There have been episodes, not in just, well, I mean, this series, there hasn't been an episode yet where I'm like, wow, that was really, really deep, or touching, I mean. There have been other shows where it's like, oh, that gets you at the heartstrings, man. So this one, but I get, so, yeah, Anne wants to get something for her mom because, one, she feels like, since she was stuck here for, I'm gonna say now 4 months? Yeah, it has to be 4 months. Now that she's been stuck there for 4 months, she feels like when she returns, she has to it's the least she can do, right? Give something to her mother. But 2, obviously, it's like she really misses her, and obviously all that. So that's what Sprig and Anne do for the episode, while Hop Hop I want to just, you know what? I just want a montage of people in shows that are sitting in a massage chair. Like, literally, because that's Hop Hop in this episode. He's just sitting in a massage chair and he's like, all right, it's now amazing. It's so stupid. I mean, oh. I think I've just seen too many moments in a series or a movie I don't know. But the massage chair bit, it's like, come on. So, all right. So Anne and Sprig, like I said, they go shopping, and Anne wants to get something for her mother that is, it's a relic. It has a butterfly on it, and it's really nice. Obviously, the triple combo. So I like that, and it's, at first it doesn't seem like they're gonna find anything, but then they find this butterfly teapot, which actually is a pretty cool and pretty crafty, and the unfortunate thing is it's not for sale. They have to compete in this smash and dash, which at first I thought it was like gonna be like you have to run around the mall and buy as many things as you can. I thought it was gonna be that type of thing. But no, it turns out it's this, like, shopping cart roller, not shopping cart roller, basically a battle royale with shopping carts. Yeah, that's the best way to sum that up. Battle royale with shopping carts. It's literally just, you're in a ring, you have a shopping cart, and you have to battle it out with each other. I'm like, okay. And Sprig and Ange sign up, but then this big, bulky, newt lady comes in named Priscilla the Killer. She also has her daughter on her shoulder, who's very cute, very nice. Hi. And so, yeah, so they sign up too, and they pretty much are like, yeah, we're gonna win this. And it's like, okay, how are we gonna do this? So they go and they get their shopping carts, and then we see Polly just get this. She has this nice solid gold bucket, and they're like, how'd you get that? And then Polly's like, oh, you know, once you find the weakness of the buyer, it's pretty easy to exploit it and force them into a corner and practically have them begging you to. It's like, Polly can get dark. she can get dark, and this is her as a tadpole. Like, I mean, Marcy says she's got 2 months until her legs grow in, so and by this rate, it's gonna be probably season 3. So I'm like, what's she gonna do? And then so Anne and so basically while they're so after that, Anne and Sprig have to find a shopping cart, and they do. But when Anne finds the shopping cart, she overhears Priscilla talking to her daughter about her tail, which is in pretty bad shape, and they say, and the daughter is worried that the mother is going to hurt her tail, and so Priscilla's like, "Don't worry about me," and so Anne's like, interesting, and I'm like, "Oh, don't do this, don't do this." And yeah, there was kind of that thing in this episode where like, oh, I don't know how to feel about that. Okay, so actually right before the freaking derby even starts, or not even derby, yeah, the royale begins. Polly rolls in with this nice little carriage, which she has her own little snail that looks like Gary from SpongeBob. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure that's their SpongeBob nod, and she calls it Microangelo. The sheer amount of puns in this series is honestly just hurting me right now. It's like freaking, I don't know why, when you just overload anything with like callbacks, references, or just puns and stuff, and you do it well. Not like you do it well. Unlike Batman vs Superman, where you throw in way too many things, way too many callbacks and references to the comics, and it didn't fit. This one it does because it flows with the story, but it doesn't pull you out of the story in terms of like the overarching theme. Like that's Ready Player One is probably one of my favorite movies, just for the sheer amount of madness and Easter eggs that they got. And Space Jam: The New Legacy, I saw that trailer. Oh man, is that movie gonna be nuts for me to watch? But okay, back to this. So they do the shopping cart royale, and it's pretty much mainly the same. Oh yeah, we're talking about references. Freaking Smash Brothers gets a reference in this. Like, there's this moment where Sprig and Ann are in this battle with this gigantic toad thing, and you just literally it's freaking Smash because it's like pew pew pew, and then Sprig like smashes them out, and then they literally fly off the screen, and you just see the classic Smash flash, and it's just like they're fine. Oh, it's so stupid, but it's funny. So eventually it comes down to Sprig and Anne versus Priscilla and her kid, and the battle goes out of the arena, and it actually leads to Anne, the four of them nearly running over Polly, but luckily, and even Michelangelo is too scared to get out of the way, so Polly's stuck. So Anne and Sprig, they're able to jump over Polly, but Priscilla and her daughter, they can't, so Priscilla uses her tail to slow down, and it snaps, but she is able to stop in time to not hurt Polly. And I love Polly, she's just closing her eyes, she's like, I wasn't scared. Just that. And this is the part where I was like, maybe if the cart broke and Priscilla and the daughter couldn't compete and they were disqualified because of that, I would have given them, that probably would have been better, but no, Anne comes in and literally delivers a final blow, and I'm like, why? It just didn't feel right. I felt, maybe, again, if stopping the cart literally with all of her might caused the cart to break, thus having them be disqualified, I think that would have been a better way to do it. But they had Anne just come in and literally deliver a final blow on Priscilla, thus having them be the sole winner and winning the pot. But I like this, where Priscilla comes in and says, nice one, nice game, nice game, you played fair. I'm like, I wouldn't say fair. But then she's like, promised me to take care of that pot, and Anne's like, really? And she's like, yeah, it's one of a kind. It was made by a person really close to me. She was a really great person, really cared a lot about people. She cared a lot about I cared a lot about her. She cared a lot about me, and that pot really means a lot to her, and it means a lot to me, And so Anne kind of puts the pieces together, and it's like the person who made the pot was Priscilla's mother, so it makes sense that Priscilla wanted to win the pot, and so Anne decides to give Priscilla the pot. And yeah, and that I really like. I really like that moment. And then the daughter, Priscilla's daughter, then gives Anne this really really cute, really shiny blue butterfly button that she had on her, and she's like, "Here, I made it myself, one of a kind." And so Anne's like, "Thank you, my mom. My mom really liked that." And again, it's like, and so they go off on some nice terms, and I'm hoping we get to see them again. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing with these characters. Now, since we've seen some of these characters come back, you are wondering when are they gonna come back and if they come back. But it's not actually. Yeah, it's not even if. It's like when. When are these people gonna come back? And that's when you know you got a really good show. That's when you know you got a really good show. And so, and again, they do this. They have this where you think it's gonna end here, but then it doesn't. So here it's the group meets back up and they see Hop Hop putting the massage chair in a crate that's gonna be shipped to the house. And I hope it's there in the house when they get back, whenever they get back. And Hop Hop confesses that he used the card, and he's like, "But you gotta try this chair. You gotta try it." And then it pans up, and you're like, "Okay, episode's gonna end." But no, they actually cuts the night. It cuts to the hotel with them sleeping, or at least Hop Hop and Polly are sleeping. Anne is outside. Sprig comes outside, and Anne's looking off to the city, and they have a talk about, and like she's holding the butterfly pin, and then and then it's like, "You okay, Anne?" And she's like, "Yeah, I really wish, I really miss my mom right now." She's like, and just they have this really touching moment. They just like Sprig comes up to her and like asks like what's her mom like, and so and like goes through things that her mom does, and yeah, honestly, some of the things I can definitely see my mom doing, and she actually did a few of those things. But that's parents. That's what parents do. Sometimes they just like to embarrass. They just like to embarrass you. They just like to mess around. They just like to be that kind of person. And so Anne's like, and pretty much like starts tearing up. She's like, "You know what I do?" She talks about how her mother would always sing these terrible Thai songs, but then she was like, "You know what? I would do anything for her to hear her sing those songs." And so Sprig, then it just keeps going with this, because Sprig then talks about, it's like, it's funny. It's like, it's nice that you actually knew your mother. And then like he talks about like she died, my dad, and she died when me and Polly were really young. And I'm like, wait, how young? Because I'm like, Polly's a tadpole. I mean, does she? I mean, like, she came out of an egg, right? I'm like, so was Polly an egg and you were a tadpole or something? Or I'm like, how does that work? So, I mean, it didn't take me out of the scene. It was just like, they keep talking, and then Sprig asks this really deep question. He's like, is it better to never know your mother at all, or just have a memory, or is like, yeah, is it better to never know your mother at all, or just have a memory? It's just like, it's this deep question that he gives, and it eventually ends with them hugging each other, and it's just, you just have the tears rolling down. And I was like, did this come out on Mother's Day? I'm like, I really feel this. And then it pans up, and the credits start rolling there. And it's like, I mean, they cut, and then they cut back, and then the credits start rolling, and I'm like, wow, this is, wow. I mean, it's like, this I mean, this is an episode that started off with them at an outdoor mall looking at, oh, what are we gonna buy? And it's like, we end on this. It was, oh man. And it honestly, it opens up a new door for like a story and a mystery, because yeah, you have to wonder now what happened to Sprig and Polly's mothers. I mean, because you can't just, I mean, in a show like this, you can't just say they died when we were real young and just leave it like that. There has to be a story about that down the line, whether it's just how they died, and it could be just simply Pom Pom saying how they died and how he's been raising them. It can be as simple as that, or it can be super complex. But either way, once we get to that episode, whether it is just simply they died and I've been taking care of you and I miss them as much as you do, it's gonna be a touching episode, because this scene alone was so, man. I mean, you can, and what's so ingenious with it is it doesn't fully come out of nowhere, because again, if anything, it's Anne bringing up the fact that she was getting something for her mom that came out of nowhere. But you can argue even that it's like that didn't come out of nowhere, because really it was just them talking about getting gifts, and Anne's like, of course Anne would think about getting a gift for her mother, because as she explained, it's the least that she can do when she finally gets home to her. It's like, it's like, give her something from this world after being here gone for so long. It's like, so I like how throughout this, and of course the person they were going up against was a mother of this girl, and the thing that they were competing against was something that was of her mother's. And it's like, so just the layers and the build onto this scene of them on the balcony, you feel all of that. And it's just, oh man, it really hits you it really tugs the heartstrings, man. I'm just, oh man. And this isn't even the mid-season finale. We're not even, oh man, that episode, that mid-season finale, I'm gonna tell you about that one, but right now we're just gonna end it here. So hope you guys enjoyed, and oh man, see you in the next one. Oh man, I'm not looking good right now.